This video is for my friend TinMan, Curtis, out there in Iowa. And this is my first time out with this 22 long rifle Contender barrel. I stuck it on one of my oldest frames. This is an old frame that came from my dad. It is not an easy open frame. And I've run a few rounds through the new barrel here. You can see in the cup there's a handful, there's like 15. I've shot some at 25 yards and I've shot some at 50 yards. The windage was right on the money. As soon as I put it on there, it was shooting a little high. I added 4 clicks of down into it, and it's pretty close. It's going to need a little bit more fine tuning because in in small bore, I'll be shooting this at chickens at 25 yards. The pigs are at 50 yards. The turkeys are 75, and the rams are at 100. I shoot CCI standard velocity pretty much in just about everything in these Contenders. I've been shooting in any sight in rimfire with this. It's the same barrel, except for this one has an old Aimpoint 1000 on it that my dad put on it years ago, and it shoots well. So it's the same barrel, just this one has had its sights removed. 10-inch Thompson center 22 long rifles. These are not what they called the match barrels. They're a little bit different. This is just the regular heavy barrel or bull barrel 22 long rifle. But I picked up this barrel just yesterday when I looked at a batch of Contender stuff. There was a few things in the lot, and I couldn't strike a deal that I was happy with on the whole lot. So I took the 10-inch 22 long rifle. I passed on a Contender frame very similar to this one, an early non-easy open frame. It had a 22 Magnum barrel on it, which, you know, it's take it or leave it. I would have liked to have had another frame. That would have been my number 6 frame, I think. But I really didn't really have a big hankering for the 22 Magnum barrel. And then there was also a 45 long Colt hot shot barrel, a 357 Magnum hot shot barrel. There was this barrel. There was a G2 Contender frame with a 221 Fireball Super 14 barrel. I already have a Super 14 221 Fireball barrel. I don't have any G2 Contenders. Mine are all just regular Contenders. So I passed on that. And anyway, so I wanted to have a second 22 long rifle barrel so I could have just a standard production sighted barrel rather than the any sight barrel. So I figure we'll put a few of these on. I'll maybe shoot at the gong there first. You can barely see the targets down there at 25 yards. The gong is to the right, the furthest, and a little higher. And then I've got some other various size targets. I'll try to shoot the small dot target on the left after I shoot at the gong a little bit here, but just thought I'd do a little Contender shooting. I do have another silhouette shoot coming up next weekend, so I brought the 270 Ren and this 22 just for practice, and I wanted to try this new barrel. I was going to shoot the barrel with the Aimpoint on it a little bit as well. However, at the last silhouette shoot, today is Tuesday, on Saturday I had that out and shot it, and I forgot to turn the red dot off, so I'm going to have to change the battery in it when I get home. I do have spares, so that's good. But anyway, I'll go ahead and shoot a couple at the gong here. I got 5 out already here on the tailgate of the truck. I think I'm cutting my head off, but that's okay. It's not permanent. I am a little bit behind the 25-yard line now, so I'll take a couple steps forward and can do some shooting. Although having the cartridges laying on the flat of the table is handy. I think you can see me good enough from there, so I'll just grab it from here and we'll chamber it up. That was on the gong, no problem. That was on the gong, no problem. There's a little center slapper in there. It's a relatively big gong. It's maybe 8 or 9 inches, and then it's got a small center thing. It's hard to tell with the 22 if you're hitting the little thing or the whole big thing, but at 25 yards, that's a little bit bigger than what the quite a bit bigger than what the chicken is. So it probably has an area that's similar to the 50-yard pig or so. So it's given me a little bit of leeway here at 25 over what I would really be shooting at. And I didn't bring any real size targets with me today, so this is all we get. Okay, well that's good. But then again, that's a pretty good sized target. One more. Oh, I was wobbly and I touched that off. I went over the top of it to the left. I blew it. So let's go ahead and put some on one of the pieces of paper and see how it does grouping it here at 25, which it's going to certainly be more an indication of me rather than of the barrel. I'm sure the barrel's shooting just fine. I knew that I was wobbly on that. I should have taken a little more time. But it doesn't take much wobble, especially you move back further and you're out of business. I'm not sure which target I'm going to shoot at here. I'm going to take a hold and a dry fire on that smallest dot and see if I can even see it good enough to do it. With a Contender, you can close the action and you're on the sear, but the hammer's not cocked. So you can safely dry fire it in this condition. There's the trigger drop there. You could hear it probably. And you see the hammer didn't move. So now you can break it open and you can recock it and you can dry fire the trigger again. And it does come off the sear. That's a good way to practice with a Contender. I think I can shoot at that little one. That's it really shows my wiggle. I'm gonna try to talk a little bit less and try to do a decent job shooting at this, but I am a little bit wound up right now, so I am a little wobbly, so we'll see how this goes if I can make a decent target. When that broke, I felt that my centering was reasonably good. I was going for a 6 o'clock hold. I don't know where the point of impact is. Obviously with a 22 I can't see it, but I'll try to get the same hold again. That was similar, but I think I saw a little bit more white. Might have been a little lower, might have been a little further left. In IMSA Silhouette, you have 2 minutes to fire off your 5 shots. Not horrible, but not great. These rear grip pistols, it doesn't take much torquing on the grip during your trigger pull to make a big difference. That was low and left. I shouldn't have pulled the trigger. I was getting anxious. I'm trying to make a video. Sometimes the shooting goes to hell when you're trying to do that. So let's walk down there and see what I got with that. Just poking them off. I'm sure it'll shoot better than that. I was a little bit wobbly on just about all of those, but they're all on the paper, I'm sure. They all probably would have been dead chickens at 25 yards at the match. Looks like I got 2 of them well high. Actually, all but 1 are quite high. So here's the majority of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that. I can still put a little bit more down in that rear sight. So I think I'll do that. I'll go ahead and crank a little bit of down into that and get that on there, because 22 shoots a lot flatter than I originally thought. Those standard velocities, even I can, once I get it dialed in, I can pretty much hold straight on the chickens, in the 50-yard pigs, and then just a little bit of holdover, not even holdover, up higher on the body of the turkey and the ram out at 100, and it's not really a big problem. But gosh, looks like I splattered my other target with some spray from the gong. See if we can tell here. Yeah, many of my 22 hits on this were well high as well. So I think I'll put a little bit more down in that rear sight and get that dialed in. Boy, it's nice out today. It's probably mid to high 70s after work here. And man, it's just a great day to be out here at the range. So I wanted to shoot this a bit, and I wanted to shoot the 270 Wren a bit. So let's go ahead and work on the, I don't know if I can get it on camera or not. I can work on the sights on this. Pretty simple here. You just got the dial in the top there, and get out the tool. I think I brought the little sight tool. No, that's not the right box. This box might have it. This is my screw box and my pin for changing barrels, and this is a screwdriver that's ground for doing the Packmeyer blocks on these Contenders. This screwdriver fits the outer screw on the Packmeyers pretty well. I shoot a lot of Packmeyers on my Contenders, so I've got that set up that way. Maybe I didn't bring the, oh, there it is. My sight adjustment tool here. It looks like a ram. This is from Sherlock. It's a company that makes some Contender accessories, most notably a adjustable pin that's a couple of cones. So your action pin there, you can tighten it and make a tighter or looser fit between the barrel and the frame. But these Sherlock sight adjustment tools are kind of cool because they look like the ram, and they tell you on a TC you turn the screw this way, and on a Thompson Center or Smith & Wesson you turn them this way, and then like Ruger and LRW and C, I don't know what all the acronyms are, but you turn them the other way. So let's here on the let's see, the nose is what fits this. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how much that is, but let's put a couple more down there and see what that gives us. I'll see if I can get the camera back up here for the view again. Yep, we we can see the targets there now still, right? Yeah, I think so. Let me take off my glasses so I can see. Yep, we can see them, and you can see me. So we'll put 5 more on that piece of paper, see if my hold is any better, and see if my point of impact is any better. And if I do this well enough, I can just publish this video and not even do any editing. Make it fast. Okay, it's probably a good thing that I didn't pull the hammer back on that, because I flinched like a big dog. Gotta be better than that. I felt that hold was pretty good. That's embarrassing when I don't pull the hammer back, and it shows how badly I flinched on that one. Did it again. I was thinking so much about the hold. It was a little high. I was into the black, but not bad. Another thing you'll see me do is I grasp the Contender like this when I break the action. And the reason I do that is it helps me to keep the muzzle down. Sometimes if I'm holding it on the bottom, it's real easy to get this up over the berm. And especially if you're shooting at an organized event, they'll a lot of times have range safety officers, and if you start to, you know, get above the horizontal over the backstop, they'll talk to you about it. So I've adapted this hold, and it's much easier for me to keep the muzzle down. All right, let's go see if that brought it down a little bit. Again, I was pretty wobbly. Shooting and doing videos is not easy, man. Some of my worst shots have been on video. Some of my best shots have been too, to be fair, but anyway, let's go see what we got that time after our sight adjustment. Let's see here. I might have went too far. I think I went, no, actually it didn't change much. It only brought it down just a little bit. I thought maybe I went so far that I went off, but you can see I just increased how many I had there. So that sight adjustment barely moved that. And I had one down here, which is probably one that I flinched on. So, but yeah, it's grouping kind of up in this area. So I think I can still put more down in that and keep on trucking and do it some more. I only went 4 clicks, so maybe I should give it, you know, a fair amount more. I don't know how many MOA that is. on that, but I can certainly crank in some more. Looks like there's somebody coming up to use the other range. If they want to come down here and shoot, I might have to adjust my program. If they want to shoot at 100 yards, we might have to move back. But enjoying this nice little, got the trees over here giving us some shade up here on this part of the range right now, so spoiled with it being really, really nice. So let's go ahead and set the camera down again here. And I'll can use a screwdriver too, or the ram. I like the ram. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 2 more, and I'm going to hold down on the spring. That was a pretty violent change. Let's see what that gets us. Turn the camera back around this way again. Get to where you guys can see the targets, though. That's not too much that away. Yeah, go back to 2 hands on the cameraman. Okay, there's our targets again. That looks better. All right, let's do 5 more and see if that comes down any. I was pretty wobbly on that. Whew. That other car, I think they're just scrounging for brass. Right now I'm mostly worried about what the elevation change is going to be. Yeah, it's just a guy looking for range brass. I should give him a bucket. A little high on that hold. Not bad, I was in the black, but a little high on the hold. That was pretty good. Didn't feel too bad about that. So let's walk down and see what that's looking like, and then I probably ought to wrap this video up. I got 24 minutes into this already. Holy cow. Videos get long in a hurry unless you decide to edit them and chop them up, and then everybody gets bored. I'm not getting bored. I'm having a good time. I'm having a real good time. Yeah, that's more like it. I think I might have gotten all of those in the black that time. I settled down a little bit, so we're looking better here at 25 yards. So I probably will back up and shoot it at 50 a little bit and verify the point of aim and all that and see what I want to do with it. But yeah, I think it's going to come around fine. But Yep, so there was one in the black before, and now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I think all of those were in the black. That was from the previous group. So we got her dialed in a little better there. I just got to be disciplined on that hold and trigger pull and not jerk the pistol around. So hey, thanks for watching my shenanigans, and I'm gonna probably have a little bit of water, and then I might get out my 270 Ren a little bit. I might film some of that, I might not. I'm trying to get that dialed in, so I might ought to wait to film till I got that thing figured out a little bit more. I've been shooting it a lot, but I still haven't really done a good job documenting the holds and sight adjustments, so I need to work on that. I've got a few rounds to play with. Then I got to go home and load ammo because I'm out of everything that I want to shoot this weekend other than 22 long rifle. So hey, here's that Contender with the barrel that I picked up yesterday again. And hey, TinMan, don't wait forever for the SSK 50. Just go buy a Contender. If you have a hard time finding one, I'll get you one. Don't worry about it. So thanks everybody else for watching. Tell TinMan, quit waiting on the SSK 50. Get a Contender. Curtis will hook you up. Thanks for watching.